Hey guys, we're back with some more whitetail content, and in today's video we're going to be answering a question that I see asked online a lot, and that's when should I hang my mock scrape? Now if you guys are new to this channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing and giving us a thumbs up. Now in this video we're not going to be talking about how to make a mock scrape, what is a scrape. We did make another video, I'll link it above, on how we make ours. In this video we're just going to be talking about when to place your mock scrape. Now, when should you be putting out your mock scrapes? Now, in my opinion, there really is only one time that I would not be putting it out, and I have made this mistake in the past. I've got lured into it, and that's during the season. The reason is simple. You don't really want to be doing much alteration to your property, any changes during the hunting season. You don't want to be giving those deer any extra reason to be nervous, coming near your stand. And I assume if you're making a mock scrape, you're putting it somewhere close enough to where you have a shot. Think about if someone were to come into your house and hang a new picture on the wall. You're going to notice that. And so if you make a new mock scrape right on their trail in the middle of the season, they're going to notice that. And sure, some of the does and young bucks and fawns might use it, and if you're targeting those deer, that's great, maybe it would work. But if you're targeting an older buck and he comes across this thing for the first time at night, he says, wait a minute, that wasn't here the day before, he's going to get freaked out. And I'm not saying he's going to go run a mile down the road to your neighbors, but that could be the difference between him laying down in his bed an extra 15 minutes and waiting to go by that area at night, or whether or not he wants to go during the day. So I just wouldn't recommend doing it. I've done it but myself, and really I haven't had much success with that in the past. Hanging them before the season, I've had much greater success with having the older deer coming to check them out. So now that we got the when should you not hang your mock scrape out of the way, when should you hang your mock scrape? It kind of boils down to what you're using for your mock scrape. On this property, the deer like to scrape under 3 different types of licking branches. They really like grapevines, they really like white oaks, and they really like beech trees. And so when we're making a mock scrape, we want to use something that the deer are already using. And if you're going to be using the white oak or the beech tree branch, I would recommend waiting until maybe the middle of the summer, early August, to cut those branches and hang them. And the reason that you don't want to be doing it now, like the middle of April, early spring, is because the leaves haven't started growing on those branches yet. And the leaves are very important, and I believe it's why they choose those species over others, is because the leaves are really going to hold the scent. So when the deer come up and they rub their foreheads and their forehead gland, their preorbital gland, they lick it, they've got a gland in their mouth, and they go and deposit all that scent to communicate with the rest of the herd. You want to make sure that they have that sponge to soak it all up. If you just have a branch hanging there, they could use it and it will absorb some scent, but not the amount of scent that will be left as if you have those leaves there. And I believe that that's why they're using those white oaks and those beech trees naturally, because those trees are some of the last trees to drop their leaves. It's mid-April right now, and I still have beech trees on this property that haven't dropped their leaves yet. So I can 100% understand why the deer are choosing to use the beech tree over the maple or over the dogwoods. Now, do they scrape under the maple and the dogwoods on this property? Absolutely. But they don't scrape under them nearly as much as they do the white oaks, the beech trees, or the grapevines. So let's say you don't have the white oaks or the beech trees, but you do have grapevines, and that's what you want to use for your mock scrape. Then I would recommend getting that scrape out there as soon as possible. And the reason is because you want them to start using it and establishing that pattern as soon as possible. Think about like muscle memory. Like if you're an athlete, you just want to do the same thing over and over and over again. That's what you're trying to do to these deer. You're trying to train them to use this thing over and over and over again. You want this to be the go-to spot for their scent check to see who's been around. That's how they communicate with one another. And you want to choose where they do this. And we can really go in depth about scrapes in a different video, but deer aren't going to use this just during the hunting season. They're going to use this all year round. Like I said, it's mid-April right now, and we just pulled a camera that was going last month, and we still had deer depositing scent on a mock scrape on the other side of the property. So, I mean, they use these things all the time. So there wasn't really a whole lot to this video, very basic, but I really just want to hammer the point home that you want to get these scrapes out as soon as possible because you really want to start establishing that pattern. And if you use the grapevine, get it out now. If you are using some type of a branch, whether it's a white oak or a beech, then wait until midsummer, cut the branch, hang it then, and then try your hardest not to get lured into putting one out during the season. You're probably going to do more harm than good. And I mean, if you have to do it, if that's the only time you can get out there, you know, I guess do it. But just know that you're running a huge risk at tipping your hand to those older deer. They're going to know something's different, and to me, it's not worth it. But I'll let you make that choice. But anyways, hopefully that makes sense on when you should hang those mock scrapes, and we will see you guys next time.